my predictions, just based on looking at the strength of schedule, we'll go over it much more in depth next episode when the schedule is officially released. But my earliest predictions are I think the Bears are going to make the playoffs with
Yeah.
that schedule. They have good players on both sides of the ball, and Caleb Williams, if he has already said that he can be, he will be the greatest Bears quarterback by week 6. Uh,
Literally.
literally, that's not even roasting the Bears. It's actually a fact. I think the Bills are going to have a losing season. I don't see how they're going to be any more than 8-9 next season, and that's me being generous, by the way.
Yeah, let's dwell on that for a bit. The Bills, because the Bills here have the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL. Everyone above them is pretty much from one of the North divisions, and those divisions have one of the hardest teams, but the Bills still have the 6th hardest schedule with the Patriots with a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach who we have no idea how good they're going to be. And then we have the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. They're like, okay, we need wide receiver help. Let's get Mike Williams, who's also hurt all of the time. We need a pass rush. Okay, let's get Hassan Reddick, who disappeared at the end of last season. Great fix there. And then we have Mr. Clean, who has had some internal issues, and there's been some whispers around the Jets organization. And then we have the Miami Dolphins, who are really good against subpar competition, but how many wide receivers do you need to make your below average quarterback look competent? And then it comes to the Buffalo Bills, who at one point in the season last year were 5-6. Below 500 with an easier schedule last year. You barely made the playoffs. And then, okay, who did we have at wide receiver last year? We had Stephon Diggs. Is he there? No.
Nope.
We had Gabe Davis. Did he catch it? No. Tails. And then he's gone now. So we're relying on Shakir, a rookie wide receiver who we have no idea about. And your tight end duo with Dalton Kincaid, who's building chemistry with Josh Allen. He's still young, takes tight ends a few years to develop. And then Dawson Knox, who's starting to have injury issues. And did I mention you lost your entire defense because you paid Von Miller way too much money? What did I miss?
You got it. I think you got it all.
No, wait. Sean McDermott's still your coach.
Sean McDermott's still your coach. You're solving issues at cap was just cutting everybody, every single person, literally your secondary, your pass rush. The only person you kept was Von Miller. So maybe they thought, well, the Rams last year, their defense was fine with just Aaron Donald. Maybe we'll follow that approach. That's probably not going to work for them. And then on offense, the 2 players who Josh Allen trusted the most are gone, and you literally gave up draft capital to get rid of Stephon Diggs, genius move, and Gabe Davis you got rid of. So now we're relying on Khalil Shakir, relying on Keon Coleman, who, by the way, let's remember, because we have to remind you, every single time we talk about Keon Coleman, the Bills traded away Xavier Worthy for Keon Coleman. We will see how that ages. They have the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL, following all these changes, following the Bills struggling in the first half, and just going on this crazy run with a bunch of good teams they had to beat. And here they are now, and they have to face all these other teams. We'll see how the schedule breaks down, but I think the Bills are going to have a losing season. I think that's a lock.
Yeah, I think it's a lock. And then also, let's remember what Josh Allen looked like without Stephon Diggs. Am I saying he's going to be that bad? No, but we've seen Josh Allen without wide receiver help, and we've seen him with wide receiver help. And when he has Stephon Diggs, when he had Gabe Davis, when he had Dawson Knox, when he had Dalton Kincaid, guess what? He's still pressed. And he still turned the ball over. And their solution to that was like, okay, let's run the ball more with James Cook, and we're going to be a run-first offense, and then limit Josh Allen throwing the ball down the field. It's like, no, you don't want to limit your quarterback's best skill. You just don't want him to turn it over at the worst moment possible. Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers were still able to channel a little bit of Big Ben's. Okay, we had some of the turnovers. However, we won 2 Super Bowls. Brett Favre still won 2 Super Bowls, making some of the dumbest passes in NFL history. But Josh Allen still makes the dumbest passes, but he's also led the league in turnovers.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing, you want to run the football with, good old James Cook. Maybe what helps with the run game? I want to know, think about it. You have the run game. Who helps open those gaps? Is it those big guys up front, those little, chess pieces there? Oh, yeah, the offensive line. What do they do in the offseason outside of getting rid of their defense, outside of trading the wide receivers? Oh, yeah, getting rid of those guys. So their offensive line will be worse. And yes, they do have big man Dawson Knox and big man Dalton Kincaid, but they can't block all 5 positions. And then maybe I'm wrong. Call me a casual. How are they going to run the football better if their offensive line got worse?
Casual.
Casual. Crazy me.
Casual.
I don't think Josh Allen's going to go back to pre-Stephon Diggs level. I think he'll still be a mighty fine quarterback. I think he'll still be a top 10 quarterback. However, the Bills will struggle because they can't stop the other team. They can't run the football, and they have no one to pass it to. Solution, they fail.
You can't tell me he's going to be better, though. It's like, I think
he can't be better.
He's going to be worse, and then him being worse is also still someone who leads the league in turnovers.
Yeah, so unless if Josh Allen goes into, like, I'm going to just compare him to, if he goes into, like, the Minnesota Kirk Cousins, just super efficient mode, maybe there's a chance.
No way.
But he won't, because
No
that's not his
way.
play style at all. You've seen some of the plays he makes. He makes plays that are equally as magnificent and equally as confusing and frustrating to watch. He is literally like watching a roller coaster play out in real time.
Yeah.
So that's a lock. And then any other predictions that you have just based on the schedule?
Just based off the schedule. Yeah, like the Bears making the playoffs there. I think the Browns are probably going to be... I don't think the Browns will make the playoffs this year. I don't know what Deshaun Watson is going to be. Then you went back-to-back years, or you have your coach of the year again, but without Joe Flacco there, you have Jameis Winston. I don't think the Browns are really going to be making the playoffs. And I also think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be better than the Seahawks and the Rams next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh, for sure. They have a better quarterback than both of those teams.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
At this point in their career, I mean, you can argue Matt Stafford is better, but Kyler Murray, way more talented.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think the Cardinals will at least be competing for that 7th seed.
Yeah, definitely competing there. But